Hello, this is Maria from Math Mammoth. In this lesson, we're gonna learn a little bit more about simplifying expressions, which will then enable us to solve more complicated equations. Simplify this, 14x plus 9 times the quantity, 3x minus 5. There's parentheses here, so what we want to do is apply the distributive property. 9 times 3x and 9 times 5. So we get 14x plus 9 times 3x. That's 27x. And then 9 times 5, and there's a subtraction here. So 45. And lastly, we can combine these two terms to get 41x minus 45. So that's pretty simple, right? Let's go on to the next one. Here it is a little bit more tricky because we have a minus sign here and a minus sign here. But it's all right. Let's get going. We have 14x again. Then we again apply the distributive property. There's minus 9 times 3x minus 27x. And then look what happens next. There's this minus 9 and minus 5. Essentially, minus 9 times minus 5, we will get plus 45. And this one simplifies to negative 13x plus 45. Let's try that again. Over here we have another expression where we have something in parentheses, and then just a single minus here, not even a number, but you can imagine a 1 there if you want to. So to simplify this, 7s plus 2, nothing happens there. And then there's like minus 1 times negative 10. Okay, this is still using the distributive property. So minus minus, and minus 1 times minus 10 is plus 10. And then minus 1 times this one here, plus 6s. So essentially, as a shortcut, you can think that the sign of each term here changed to the opposite. Both of them became positive in this case. Then we can still combine like terms, 7s plus 6s, and then the constants. All right, here's another common student error. Can you find what it is? It's my minus, and it is like minus 1 times this quantity in parentheses. So if you imagine here, minus 1 times 8 gives you minus 8, or subtract 8, yes. And then minus 1 times minus 9x should be plus. Okay, now it's all corrected. I hope you found it too. Here's a little bit more complicated expression. Try it on your own. Simplify it. Here we have two quantities in parentheses, so we will work on them one by one. Let's say we first take this one here, and we use the distributive property. We take the 1/4 through this parentheses. So 1/4 times 24, 6. Then there's minus 1/4 times 4x, this leaves x. And then there's minus or subtraction, but we can think of it as plus minus 3, as if it was negative 3 times 5x and negative 3 times that. So we get minus 3 times 5x minus 15x. And then this negative 3 here, we multiply like this. Negative times positive is negative, and 3 times 2/3 is 2. Okay, combining like terms here, we get negative 16x, then 6 minus 2 is 4. Notice that we write the x term first. That's the convention in algebra when writing expressions. We write the terms with variables first, and then lastly, the constant term. Here's an equation to solve. Once again, pause the video and try it first yourself. On this side, we have parentheses in there too. We need to simplify on this side separately and on this side separately before we go on. So here, 2.5x minus 5. Here we copy the 0.5x, and then careful. Minus, it is as if minus 1 times that, minus 1 times that. But as we saw earlier, as a shortcut, the sign of each term just changes to the opposite. So it becomes minus 2x minus 4. We can still simplify here on the right side. to get minus 1.5x, and then minus 4. Next, I will eliminate this one here, plus 1.5x, add that to both sides. So here we get 4x minus 5, and here just negative 4. And then eliminate this. So we're left with 4x and 1. Now divide by 4, and x equals 1/4. Or as a decimal, 0.25. Since the original equation has decimals, maybe we would give the final answer here as a decimal too. Okay, yeah, that's all for this lesson. I hope it was helpful.